Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Kenyan Media Analysis. And as from today, I'm going to be your host, acting on behalf of your best favorite political analyst in the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Egil Ezra, who was admitted in hospital a few days ago and have been seeking medication each and every day. And please let us wish him a quick recovery, pray for him so that he can return back to his normal health and continue with his job or his work to make you updated on what is happening in the Republic of Kenya. Kindly like the video as we are discussing the matters that are affecting our nation. Back to politics. Let me begin this analysis by asking you a simple question. We all know that Gachagua is trying to make himself a factor in 2027. Number two, do you think that Gachagua can do all these things? Hold meetings in Wamunyoro, several of them, form political party, transverse entire Mount Kenya, meeting opinion shipper in the Republic of Kenya, doing consultation each and every day ahead of 2027 election, then hand over power to Kalonzo Musyoka. Do you think that that one can happen? Yesterday, Gachagua really destroyed President William Ruto in Kiambu County in Dagoretti. And really destroyed President William Ruto. And we all know that Gachagua is trying to control the politics from the Mount Kenya so that he can be the kingship of the mountain. Yani, Gachagua is now trying to be like Raila Amolo Odinga. That is the aim of Gachagua. To be like Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the kingship of Nyanza region.
Dagoretti nimekuja kusikiza ground. Si ndio? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti munasemaje? Dagoretti ni one term. Ni one term. Ni one term. Harambee! Harambee! Wewe Ruto, wewe Kasongo, wewe Kaango, wewe mtu ya kutenga, wewe rapu mashamba, wewe adui ya mlima Kenya. Harambee! Harambee! Kasongo aende asiende. Kasongo aende asiende. Kasongo aende asiende. Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende. Mimi nataka niseme namna hii. Ndio hii Kenya irudi kwa laini. Lazima tufukuze huyu jamaa. Yeye amefanya payslip imekosa dignity. Sisi tuko na jukumu kama wa Kenya kurudisha heshima ya payslip. Watoto wetu hawasomi. Hospitali hakuna dawa. Ndio hii maneno yote iwezekane, lazima agenda ya kwanza ni Kasongo afanye nini?
You know very well that Raila Amolo Odinga akisema left ni left, akisema right ni right. So that is how Gachagua is also trying to be. Then second question. Do you think that Gachagua being on the ballot box in 2027 election can make President William Ruto a pass-through to be to return back to resume the office again in 2027? Can that one be a problem again or a blunder? Because Jeremiah Kioni, the secretary of Jubilee Party, dropped a bombshell few weeks ago that if Gachagua will be on the ballot box in 2027, that one will be a better and a greater way of William Ruto returning back to the office.
Naambia mheshimiwa Rigathi, hii mambo ya kusema anasimama tafadhali achane naye. Akifanya hivyo amapatia Ruto highway ya kurudi State House. Asante. It's a conman game. And it's unfortunate that leaders have grouped again to con Kenyans by doing unnecessary populist things. How would they talk about empowerment program, giving money to people while our children cannot afford to pay for school fees? They cannot afford to pay for examination fees. A basic thing. And if you want to know people who are rudderless, leaderless, visionless, ni watu ya UDA. Na Mwenyezi Mungu atusaidie waondoke mbele yetu. Na nyinyi wa Kenya mkubali tuugane. Sasa mimi sina kitu ya kuficha, tuugane nyuma ya Matiang'i sisi wote. Anakubalika hapa Ukikuyuni, anakubalika Ujaruoni, anakubalika kila.
Does it make sense? Is there any problem with Gachagua vying, being on the ballot box? Because I know very well that Gachagua cannot do all these things, prepare the ground, hold rallies each and every day, destroy President William Samoei Ruto, bury UDA party, then later on hand over power to Kalonzo Musyoka. Can that one happen? You know, this one was the time for Kalonzo Musyoka to start thorough campaign ahead of 2027 election. It was his term. And Raila Amolo Odinga was supposed to endorse Kalonzo Musyoka, support Kalonzo Musyoka, because Kalonzo Musyoka have been supporting Raila Amolo Odinga for, I think it is 10 years now. And it was time for Raila Amolo Odinga to support Kalonzo Musyoka. But I'm not seeing if that one is going to happen, because Raila Amolo Odinga is on the side of William Samoei Ruto. So on the other hand, Raila can vie in 2027, or Raila can support, can endorse William Samoei Ruto. And you know very well that the people of Kenya does not know the stand of Raila Amolo Odinga. Nobody knows his stand, whether he will vie or whether he will be on the whether he will support President William Samoei Ruto. So it is high time. It is high time for these opposition leaders unite together as early as possible and agree together that who is going to be the candidate and who is going to be the running mate. Because in the Mount Kenya region, let me ask you a simple question again. You know very well that Gachagua's strength is in the mountain. That's the truth. Gachagua's strength is in the mountain. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is Matiang'i project. So that is where there is a problem. Because Rigathi Gachagua needed to be more closer with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He must make sure that he is so closer with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta without any conflict, so that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta can have a handshake or can support Rigathi Gachagua, making President William Samoei Ruto a one-term president. Here is where things are now getting complicated. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, Matiang'i is a project of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Kalonzo want to vie. Gachagua want to vie. So I don't know I don't know how these things are going to balance themselves. Who is going to step aside for who? Will Gachagua step aside for Kalonzo, or will Kalonzo step aside for Gachagua, or will Matiang'i step aside for Gachagua or Kalonzo? That is where there is a very, very big problem. So there is a there is a looming problem between opposition leaders that are aiming to challenge President William Samoei Ruto on the ballot box in 2027. We are having a very, very serious problem. And I know very well that these opposition leaders, these are the stronger coalition that can make President William Samoei Ruto a one-term president. These are the only people that can make Ruto one term. Forget about people like Morara Kibaso, PK Salasia. Those are a project of William Samoei Ruto. Yes. Forget about people like Morara Kibaso, Peter Salasia. No. So that is where we are having a very, very big problem. That can Gachagua do all these dramas? Holding events, being attacked, booking a stadium, being rejected, doing all these things, preparing the ground, doing consultation left, right, and center, holding meetings in the Mount Kenya region, then later on hand over power to Kalonzo Musyoka, who is a calm leader, who is known of making press conference. I don't know why Kalonzo is afraid of facing President William Samoei Ruto. Why? Kalonzo anakuanga tu chini ya Rigathi Gachagua. Why? Ati Gachagua akisema hii ndio yeye kesho pia anasema hiyo. Gachagua akisema hii yeye anasema hiyo. So it's like Kalonzo Musyoka want to be the running mate of Rigathi Gachagua by look of things. Yes. So that is where I'm having a problem. Because Gachagua is trying to make himself a factor in 2027. And Gachagua's problem is William Samoei Ruto. And again, you need to understand that Rigathi Gachagua must sustain anti-Ruto narrative in the Mount Kenya region. Yes, that one must happen. He must sustain William Samoei Ruto's narrative in the mountain, or else William Samoei Ruto will have a serious comeback with the people from the mountain. So that is what I wanted to update you on, or to ask you. We need to discuss and share the ideas on this matter of politics, because the politics in the Republic of Kenya have really changed. Legacy politicians have really changed Kenyan politics, turned into political threat, into business. Yes. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and see you in the next video. Please kindly drop your thoughts in the comment section below, according to our political discussion on how do you think, what do you think about Rigathi Gachagua doing all those dramas, then later on hand over power to somebody else? Because we know very well that Matiang'i is not a politician. Matiang'i is a professor. So that one we must also, we are also having a problem on that one. Bye-bye.